ladies, are you dreaming big enough? I want you to dream big and act bigger. You see, I want to have power. I want to be empowered. Suddenly, being empowered is a more positive word because I want to make sure that I know my own values, my boundaries. I know what I want to achieve in life. Visible and invisible barriers are only a problem if you accept them as such. So a woman with a big dream also needs to have a plan, because without a plan, that dream is just a wish.
I love her confidence, I love her charisma and her positivity and her brightness and her color and her lessons about life, you know, as a woman who's been through so much. It was really, really inspiring and really interesting.
I had 4 kids in 2 years. I wanted to be a businesswoman. I had no money. I had to think, how is this dream going to happen? If you actually start believing if something's important to you, just back yourself. Back yourself despite what other people say. Successful people are not held back by what other people say.
I would recommend that for everybody, because everybody should have a dream and everybody should back themselves. So I think she's awesome.
Even when it feels like everything's not going to work, they go, you know what? I'm going to make sure that this does work. I'm going to be positive despite, because it brings energy, it brings opportunity. And as soon as you actually get half glass empty, your vision will start failing. I encourage you to start making your dreams a reality in business and in life. Thank you. Hello and welcome everyone to our Mindset Magic Success Summit. Oh my goodness, brought to you by Women's Biz Global. So excited to have you tuning in. You might be on YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook, wherever you are in the world. We are thrilled that you have come to join us, because we have such amazing speakers from around the world who are sharing their wisdom, and they're just absolutely thrilled to just be able to give you that gift and then connect with you, just to be able to answer your questions, help you along your way, because that's what we're all about doing. My next speaker is the gorgeous Mariana Cadore, who is now a regular speaker on Women's Biz Summit. So welcome to you, Mariana.
Oh, thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here with all these wonderful ladies around the world.
Oh, such a joy, isn't it? I love it when we're actually just positioned next to each other and we all just admire what each other are doing, what we have to say, what we have to share. And yeah, we've got such girl fan happening everywhere. And you are just such a delight having on our platform, Mariana. For those of you who don't know Mariana, she is an author, she's a speaker, she's a lifestyle fitness coach. She actually started her career on a national team rowing for Brazil, and she became a health coach from there. So she's going to be sharing her 6 tips on mindset from an athlete's point of view. So it's going to be so amazing because she has used her knowledge and skills and expertise to help thousands of people from so many different countries end up using her methodology, which is called a reset method. So super looking forward to hearing you share today, Mariana. Tell us then what is the first step that you actually use as an athlete for really breaking through, having shifts in your mindset? Because you as an athlete, all athletes must get to a point and go, oh my gosh, I've just hit a wall, or I don't have anything else now, or this seems too hard.
Yes, we are human beings, and we all the same. Even though people think athletes are superhuman beings, we're not. We just know how to get our mindset in the right place, and then we use a good coach in reality. So let's go and talk about, I start dreaming as a kid, like how these people go to the Olympic Games, how they do impossible things. I would just cry as a kid every time I see the Olympic Games. And I just couldn't understand how these people get to this level. Everything looks so hard and looks so impossible. Nobody around me got to any level like this. And so I would dream, and I will have to break down these any steps. I will have to understand, because I want to get something big. So the first thing, ladies, I say to you, you gotta dream, and you gotta dream very big. And big doesn't mean like you need to be impossible things, but something that is exciting for you, something that shine your eyes when you talk about. If this is about your family, if this is about being really healthy, if this, I don't know if it's about your business, the steps are the same. So you gotta have a goal. You gotta have something that's like brighten up your eyes. And it big for me is different than big for you, for another person. So just compare yourself to yourself. And so have a measurable goal, something that you know when you can get it there. So I want you, the first step is you gotta have a goal. Now, we then go to the second step. Everybody thinks how? If you want to lose weight, for example, 2023, I'm going to lose all the weight that's been stuck. You got to think about how is not the second step. How is far from being the second step. And that's why people do diets after diets. And we end up losing the hope, because we just try another how. But in reality, we go for the second step, which is really, really important, is why we want what we want. And that's, I think that is a major step. You gotta know your why, because you gotta have a driving force that moves you forward. Nothing in life is easy, but many things are very rewarding. And getting to these big goals like athletes does, like I did so many times in my life, in different spheres of my life, things don't go in your way. And so willpower cannot be something that we rely at, because willpower is there in the best of the circumstance. Willpower is there when everything is going right. You know, you wake up, I'm gonna do this. But then when people in your family start to squeeze you, I need this, I need that, and then work ask you more something, and then we as women, we have a lot of pressure. We are good friends. We like, it's the best we can be for the family, the best, like we just givers. So we need something that's really, really important. And that's the why, the why that moves mountains. It's not that you want to get something, but you need as much as you need air to breathe. You need to find this why. And we always can find this why in any circumstance. We just need to dig deep. We need to ask it around 7 levels of, this is a really cool thing, that is asking 7 levels. Why do I want to get it? And whatever is your goal. And then you answer this. And then, don't worry, because I'm going to put everything in a PDF, the questions for you, so you can get back. But you ask it, why do I want to get this goal? And then you answer. And then you go again. Why do I want? And then you fill up the blank. And you start to give different answers every time. When you get to the point that there is a little bit of water in your eyes, and that you're like, wow, I didn't expect that. You probably got your why. And will come something very deep for you. For you. It doesn't need to be deep for anybody else. This is deep for you, because it's everything about you. At the end of the day, for you to get things in life, is everything about you. Then you give to others, because you so fulfill it. But we gotta go and dig deep in ourselves to get this strong, resilient why that moves mountains. So getting the why is the second step.
Oh, I'm just going to stop you at second step before you go on. That is already so great. I usually ask why 4 times. You're going ask 7 times. Brilliant, because every time you ask yourself why, and then why, and then why, and then why, you do. I love the way you say bring waters to your eyes. It's like, yes, at somewhere you'll go, because it's important. And then you go, why is it important? Because of this. Well, why is that important? Go, because that's that makes me happy. That brings me joy. It takes you to that extra level of depth, doesn't it? I think that is just so brilliant, of even just having the why instead of the how. And most people go, goal, how am I going to get that done? And then you have that short-term concept of, right, I've got a goal and I just want to do it. So it's very easy to go into the how. Whereas that's true if you imagine how you're going, why you're going to do it, and then what that's going to feel like at the end of it. It's like, oh, it's so much easier, because I love what you shared there about it's not going, you will have those moments of lack of motivation. You will get those challenges, but the why will definitely get you through. Anyway, I didn't mean to interject. I just went, yes. Those of you listening in, if you've got those questions, or if you've got that, yes, write that in the chat, because I just love the way Mariana shares, because it's like, yes, I can just feel that energy. I can feel that pulse. So what comes after why?
It's exactly what you said. Like, if I ask someone, like, why do you want to lose weight? Why do you want to be healthier? Why do you want to have more performance in your life? And sometimes they say, for example, oh, because I want to look great in the wedding of my cousin. And this looks fine, but this doesn't move mountains. Because in reality, when we go deep, we find another why that's like really serious. So, and like, yes, definitely yes. But it's never this, I want to go that. And sometimes in transition periods, people have such a great change in their life. Because transitions periods like divorce, many of my clients come after a divorce or the empty nest. So there is a moment of transition, and sometimes they move out of anger, for example. And anger can move you in the beginning, and it's wonderful to move. Like, I'm gonna look gorgeous. He's gonna regret. She's gonna regret. Whatever. but that doesn't take you all the journey, but it's a great movement in the beginning if this happen. So we gotta get the things that really move you long term and in a really healthy way. That's why the why is so important.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So what's your third tip?
Third tip, action plan. We're now going to the place where there is the how and the structure. We now start to get the baby steps we're gonna take, the structure. We start to plan our future and put it really like measurable goals and things that the structure, how it's gonna happen, how is the little steps I can take. I always think you gotta have a structure that is something that you can achieve, because at the end of the day, the structure should be something that keep you motivated along the way. These little wins that you get every day. Because when people usually plan by themselves, they like, here and I'm gonna lose 10 kilos. And it's such, you just get a big goal that is such threatening for the brain. It's such a big goal. It's such something so big that is overwhelming. So in this action plan, in the structure, is when we guide people for the small steps, the small wins, and the foundation, things that build a base for us to go for the second phase, the third phase, the fourth phase. And we feel like growing as human beings when we get this. So in an athlete, and how I went is really, I got a coach that was planning for me. And then later on, I get this and I start to reproduce what's happening there for every area of my life. And that's how we give you structure for everything. I'm going to give a bit of structure for you guys. So for example, in one day, you should have a plan that should go in this day, should be always micro. So you can put up like 3 levels of this plan. You can have a level of 1 minute of doing something. So 1 minute of exercise, and that's it. And you can get a second level, which is 20 minutes of exercise or 10 minutes of exercise. And then the premium level, which will be for some 30 minutes of exercise, for some 1 hour of exercise. And so with these 3 levels of your daily step plan, you can adapt it for your day, but every day you win, because a micro win is always possible. So you can check in your day, like, should I micro win, medium, or maximum? And so you always moving forward. I like this more than just the micro wins that we plan, because the micro wins can sometimes be too micro. And some days we're so excited, we want to do more. So these levels of win really make the whole difference, because you always can achieve something. And that go in the action plan, the part where you discover your how and the structure of how you're gonna get there. And it's all very exciting, because when you start to have these thoughts, you start to the moment of action. In the action, even though you haven't, maybe you even haven't lost weight, or maybe you even haven't yet become healthier, but you start to put in the paper, you know that there is these phases, and you start to feel like I'm moving forward. You already look yourself different. And that's when we start to have really the motivation. The motivation doesn't come in first place. The motivation comes along the way when you start to get these wins. And that is super exciting. That's the step 3 action plan.
Oh, I love that. I'm all about action plans, but I love the way you just really broke that down. What did you say? It's, you know, it's about manageable goals, but it's also about micro wins, but not always at the same little micros. You know, sometimes, you know, a lot of structured thinking says you've got the goal, you break it down, you've got all these little bite-sized achievable chunks, which is great. But also what you've added in there is choice, that you actually go, you know, I've got a choice to do a minimal effort, or you could do a moderate effort, or you could do a major go for it effort, because you all have those days of I'm totally in, or I'm a bit average, or I just don't want to do anything and I want to hide under the doona. But like even the minimum, I found sometimes it's like, you know, I've got this big goal, you know, I'll go, all right, I'm going to do 100 squats a day, right? And who's going to maintain that? Like not the average person. But even if you then go, okay, I'm just going to do 3, when you do 3, you go, oh, that was a bit slack, I might as well do 5 or 10. You know, even if you don't do 100, but you still, what you're saying, you're drawing yourself in towards what you actually want. You're always moving forward, as opposed to having the stagnation moments, or then the sense of failure, I suppose, also kicks in there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a snowball when we feel like we missed it one day, and it is a snowball that is like it's difficult to break. It's not difficult for me to break with my clients, but we feel bad. And when we feel bad one day, like I messed up today, the next day, like, oh, I messed up so badly yesterday, I'm gonna mess up today as well. And that's what we don't want. But if we give something so little that every day, like, are you like, oh, I forgot completely, but I can do it. This micro win, I still can do it. You don't feel you fail. You're like, wow, I achieved it again. So next day you are excited and you're gonna do it. The next one, and you might feel like, oh, but tomorrow I'm gonna do great. Today I forgot, but tomorrow I'm gonna do great. But you never go in this zone where you feel stuck, where you feel like gray. I don't know if I can. You always can. And that's important, is building positive momentum. That's key. That's key. You feel like you're moving forward. Positive momentum is everything that takes. It's like feeling like a winner.
Yes. Feeling like a winner, feeling that you can do it. You know, this moment is actually a gold nugget. Those of you who are listening in and watching and going, yes, I feel stuck, or I feel that I've tried before and it's not going to work. So you then have this defeatist attitude. You're sort of not positive. And so it'll always make you look back to the negative or the sense of failure. Whereas this mindset actually goes and says, you can always do something, do a little something and just let it kick in, because that's right. The motivation happens when you suddenly get that a little bit of a buzz, or that little bit of excitement, or you'll get a little bit of a result. You get a better result on the goal that you've put for yourself. Or even if it's just stabilized instead of going backwards, you know, that's still a positive. You don't always have to be going exponentially. You don't always have to be the best of the best, but you do, to achieve, have to be moving forward. And that's what I see this step helping you do very, very well. Yeah. So sorry, I was going to ask you, so what is step number 4?
Step number 4, we're going to put visualization, because we now, it's more than proven. If we can visualize, but we're going to visualize in a very deep way. We're going to put it like, what are you envision for your future? Can you see yourself there? Can you see how you're going to look as a final result? How would you behave? Like, what's the smell you feel? What's the colors you're going to wear? How you're going to move? How is your voice? So the more you can visualize and put color and shape, if you step a little bit of time visualizing, your brain, it's like the brain doesn't quite know if you are watching a movie or if it's reality. And that's why I take so much care of what I eat as information. The brain doesn't quite know. So when we start to visualize so deeply that we feel, and we start to feel and have the attitude of the person that already got to this point, which is the end goal, we start to live as if we already got. And that's like a quantum physics explained this so well. Our neurology starts to behave if we already got. That's what I love about this step, is we start to feel like winners straight away. And it's not like feeling like a winner, like when you do one good day and then you start to mess up with yourself. No, this is your feeling. You are living if you are there. You don't have to wait months, sometimes years, to achieve what you want to achieve. Which athletes, for example, when they aim for the Olympic Games, how many years we train for this event? It's many years. But when you start to see yourself in the podium, when you start to feel you are there, if training every day is like if you got there. And that's what feeds the soul. I did this every single day of my life in anything I want. I start to visualize if I read God. I saw myself in the podium. I saw myself in the national team. I put the clothes of my country. And that a step in itself. There is no pain. It's not difficult. If the people cannot think about visualization, just think about how would you feel if this already happened. So you don't think too much how should be the visualization. Just thinking about it's enough. Some people have difficulty to think like, am I really visualizing? No, every concept you do in your mind is visualization. So simple things are
Simple, but so fun. I think that's the fun step, right? I remember when I wanted to become a CEO. So here I was, a mum with 5 children, including 2 sets of twins born 2 years apart. And everyone went, you're never going to be this businesswoman. You're never going to be a CEO. And I did that. I had to actually get that visualization, because when everyone says something won't happen and you're chipping away, to actually just visualize. I used to visualize actually going, no, I can imagine myself, I had to dress like a CEO, not to be a different person, but to actually go, what would I wear in that situation? Imagine yourself in a boardroom talking to people or having an executive presence, imagining yourself sort of working, that you're very organized and getting attention to detail. I had to do those sorts of things, which is a completely different way of, you're an athlete, you're imagining the podium and the medal. And I've often, I love watching when you watch the Winter Olympics. I always get fascinated by the aerial skiers, and those people always go, I bet I see myself doing the flip hundreds and thousands of times, because it then just becomes your reality. It actually says, I am comfortable with this visualization because I've seen myself there. I've felt what it feels like to be there. And therefore, when you then lean into being that person, it suddenly just becomes you. It is a fast track tip. So those watching, this is a fast track tip. And some of you will say, oh, that's the fake it till you make it sort of principle. Kind of, but you know what? It does work. Richard Branson knows it works because you're not faking it. You're actually saying, I'm not there yet, but I'm imagining myself being there. I'm drawing that in. I'm doing what is required to be that person. I absolutely love this point, and it is such a fun point. So for me, I call it dare to dream. Dare to dream what you really have burning in your heart, and actually just really get excited about that. Fantastic, Mariana. What is point number 5?
Point number 5 is the anchor. Now we're going to anchor every step that we did, and we're going to do something that will remind us. For example, if you put a new ring, or if you put some band, you put something that you always sing, so you remember your why. The anchor have to bring your thought process all back, so you can visualize many times per day. This anchor will make you live in your dream every single moment. One thing that I failed in the beginning of my career is I thought the dream was far and I was never reaching. Nothing was satisfying for me. I was winning the state championship. I was winning the nationals, but I was dreaming so far. And there was a fail I had done in my career, because I couldn't enjoy the little moments. And that's what I'm addressing here, that I start to realize after. when I had a situation in my life when I got ill, and I realized that life is not about what I'm gonna get after 10 years, after 5 years, this big thing. Life is about what we get every single moment of our lives. It was really a shift in my life, coming from super health for illness where I could not move. It really shaped my understanding of life and how I see normal people, and how I see a daily task and different tasks. Let's enjoy everything. And the anchor will make you step in the present moment with this dream alive. You want to dream as along the life, and every day be a special day, and every day be feeding your dreams. And then is step number 6, because it's so simple. I just gonna throw here now, is you look into your anchor, doing your daily commitment to move forward your dream, and little adjustments along the way, because life will change and you don't need to give up anything. You just do the little adjustments of, for example, using this structure that I told in 3 levels. Little adjustments. I go to level 1, minimum, medium, maximum. What is your little adjustments? I actually want a little bit more. Let me change a little bit more in my visualization. What is the little adjustments? Because we are alive and we are changing. So it's very important for us to be updating the software, like in your mobile phone. You are always updating as you live, as you gain experience, as things are moving and changing. You enjoy and move like water into this, but always moving towards your magic mindset, your biggest dream, your goal, and you're gonna achieve there. I believe in you, and I know that you can. You are just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful woman, wonderful ladies. And if there is men here as well, wonderful men, that you're capable of more than you ever believe. And everything you dream is a journey, and we gain the courage along the way, and we become a different person, a better version of ourselves along the way. It's not the final destination, but who we are becoming every day when we dream big. So get your magic mindset, and you can do this.
Oh my goodness, I love you so much, and I love your wisdom. I love the way you share it, your energy, and it's shown me and everyone listening in and watching on this summit that seriously, you can just achieve incredible things by it's the daily habits, it's the daily changes, it's the daily moments of actually just assess and monitor and not being too hard on yourself. You can see why the biggest stumbling block is ourselves. When we make things too much, you've got to be so fantastic or not at all. And the secret to success, which is what you're sharing, whether it's a top Olympian or whether it's just someone going about their daily goals to achieve something that their heart is dreaming about, it's the little things, and it's the celebrating along the moments, being part of the journey, being kind to yourself. A lot of being kind to yourself is in here, and just keep showing up. Right, that's what it is. And I love what you're doing. I know Mariana's not here to promote her book, but it's called F the Diet for those who are wanting to get a copy of it, and it's all about from where she's been positioned as a coach. It's saying don't go faddish. Don't go quick. Well, you can do that, but you're not going to keep the motivation. You're not going to get the long-term results. You're not going to feel that total joy. You're just going to get a quick hit. And that's okay if you just need to do something like for next week. But it's all about these fantastic principles that you have got. And what you've just given us there, Mariana, has just been such a gift. So I thank you so much for being on our summit and sharing with us today. Hello and welcome. My name is Annie Gibbins, founder and CEO of Women's Biz Global. As a woman, a career executive and mum of 5, I know that becoming successful in a modern day society, it can be extremely difficult and challenging. The requirements of career and business success are often overwhelming, especially when you have competing priorities like family. But that does not mean that you can't be extraordinary. At Women's Biz Global, our goal is to educate, motivate, and elevate women so that they can have the freedom to live a life they love. It doesn't matter what your current status or position is. Your empowered future starts now. Whether you're a startup or a scale-up or you're juggling business, life, career, family, everything, we will teach you how to dominate in your niche area without the stress and overwhelm that comes from wasting time and money and energy. We will equip you to achieve success, balance, and happiness on your terms. We invite you to join Women's Biz Tribe. Start by attending Women's Biz events and enjoy the benefit of interacting with like-minded women from around the globe who are choosing to unapologetically play a bigger game. Women's Biz Coaching offers a variety of programs that may suit your needs. We have boot camps and webinars, online structured programs and incubators. They're all designed to help grow your personal and professional brand, confidence and support framework. Women's Biz Media will help you discover extraordinary women via our podcast, Memoirs of Successful Women, and reach 12 million potential readers via Women's Biz Magazine. Women's Biz Publishing will take all the pain away from getting your voice and message out into the world. Your brand value will literally skyrocket overnight. And if you would prefer to access our consulting services, I will personally ensure high value solutions are provided to meet your specific needs, to time, to budget, and all with a beaming smile. Finally, get to know our affiliate partners and learn how you might like to become one yourself. Women's Biz Global is the support network that will fast track your journey to success. So what are you waiting for? Be unapologetically you. Women's Biz Global, helping women succeed in business and life.